Hello and welcome back to Last Week in Superhero News. I'm Alex, aka Archie, your host, and news. Yep, we got a lot of superhero news. Yeah, forget that, cause Spiderman might be leaving the MCU. I can't be professional about this. I can't be. Nope. Blazer's coming off. You know what? This too. I can't do a nerd show right now. My rage cannot be contained. Okay, so let's how do I begin on this one? I can't. I'm just so it kind of took the internet by storm. Supposedly Disney and Sony couldn't exactly make a deal, which means Spider-Man might no longer be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Sony would just have it back and just do their own thing again. Yep. That's great. So anyway, going into it, yes, apparently on today's Thursday as I'm recording this. Yeah, about 2 days ago, it went down that apparently deals were not going down between Marvel and Sony, specifically Disney and Sony, and people freaked out. The internet went aflame. Everybody on Twitter, people on Facebook, some actors of the MCU as well. Like it's just been a whole party. It's just not. This thing was dusty, and there's like dust everywhere right now, and I'm just not happy about that either. I'm just not happy right now. I'm just not happy. He sacrificed himself for this. Oh God. Oh no. I dropped his arm. I'm a mess right now. People go around. They blame one person. They blame the other. Especially considering the fact that recently Sony decided to make a statement, which kind of just felt like they did nothing but cover their own ass. Because it was just basically pointing the finger to Marvel and saying that Kevin Feige has his hands full. And my answer to that is, who are you bullshitting? I'm not pretending that Disney was not to blame in this matter at all. I blame all parties involved. But that's the point. I'm not. This whole idea kind of felt like it was trying to shift the blame as to what's going on. When here's the deal. This whole situation, this whole debacle, the possibility of screwing the storyline of the entire MCU up, as well as Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, is because of the almighty dollar. Let's not pretend what it is. It's just money. That's all it is, okay? The whole sheboggle is that the original plan that was in place, as far as this whole thing is concerned, is that as far as Spider-Man solo movies in the MCU, Disney or Marvel, Disney would attain about 5% of first dollar gross. Now, that does not mean 5% of the entire profit generally. That means 5% of opening day. Now, granted, that could still mean a couple of $1 million, but that's, let's face it, that's pretty much pennies, which is honestly BS. I'm not gonna lie. Granted, I get it. I know. Disney and Marvel have merchandising rights, but that was back in 2011. This is not what this is about. So Disney, because they want more money too, decided that they're going to put the offer down for 50-50. That's high. That's pretty high. That's up there. All right, to go from 5% of first day gross, which is maybe, it's high. It's up there, okay? So when Sony says no and bounce, and then Disney decides to bounce, now we're in this hell. It's great. Oh, what tangled webs we weave. And the internet has just been aflame. Some people blame Sony. Some people blame Disney. My answer is yes. My answer is yes and no at the same time, because I blame both of them. But some of the things I've seen on the internet have been a little bit lot. It's just when it comes to this kind of stuff, some things just lead to toxicity. Not great, but what are you going to do? That's how some people with the internet are. And especially regarding the MCU version of Spider-Man, some people don't like him for whatever reason, and that's fine. Y'all are fine to have your own opinion. My opinion is I do enjoy the MCU version of Spider-Man. So the possibility of him not showing up, and let's just think about this in general. Let's just think about the issue of that whole ordeal. Not even thinking about the monetary value for a second. To actually take out this character of Spider-Man, who is integral, by the way, in Infinity War and Endgame. Even if you didn't feel that way, he was at least integral to Tony Stark, who literally saw a picture of Peter and I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out time travel and fix everything. And guess what? His sacrifice, one of the reasons was absolutely because of Peter Parker. So if Peter Parker is going to no longer exist in the MCU, honestly, and this is just my feelings on it, that would make his sacrifice lesser. That would kind of suck, wouldn't it? One of his main points of actually doing this in the first place, and it's just gone with the wind. Bye-bye. There it goes. That sucks. That part in and of itself is absolutely ridiculous. And then the sound waves are just going to go everywhere because that character not existing anymore, especially considering the fact that Far From Home felt like it had a lot of little snippets of possible starts of what Phase 4 could be about. And suddenly it might not even be part of the storyline anymore. And then let's think about Sony's situation in here, because supposedly Tom Holland does still have 2 more Sony movies going on. They're going to keep on going even without the MCU, which means they're not going to be able to use characters or even mention them in their movies. Let's think about that, shall we? Because that version of Peter Parker is obviously very much affected by the Avengers, very much affected by Tony Stark, and now he might not even know he exists. So how does his character development go from there if they're just going to retcon that? It doesn't make sense narratively. And I know that might not matter to these people because all they want is money, but that's idiotic. All right? And given the incredible amount of anger that's been going on by fans, the people that watch these movies, I don't know how much this is going to help too much in the box office. I'm sure people are going to watch these movies anyway. That's just how it is. People have already mentioned boycotting a lot of Sony movies generally. Not even just Spider-Man, just Sony movies in general. And then some people have mentioned they might not see some Marvel movies anymore because Spider-Man's not part of the story. So that means both people would hurt. One might hurt more than others. I'd probably say Sony. But generally, both would suffer from this consequence. That is what I'm saying. This is such a bad idea to just let this go. Obviously, the internet's aflame. Jerry Renner, Hawkeye himself was saying like, hey, maybe not. Don't do this. Ryan Reynolds, because Deadpool might be part of the MCU, was like, yeah, it would be great to do a Spider-Man Deadpool movie, but it'll only play in his heart. Me too, Ryan. Me too. Tom Holland might have unfollowed Sony on Instagram. I don't know how people found that out. I don't have a clue, and I don't know whether or not that's true. But, he obviously can't say anything right now. His literal job is on the line. So, he's not going to be able to mention anything until this whole thing blows over, God willing, in an actual understanding. That would be awesome. But regardless, this whole debacle has been insane. Blame has been put around everywhere, and it is just tiring. So my proposal here is the wonderful world of negotiation. That is the word for today, folks. That is the word. You spell it. I forgot to spell it because I'm just angry. So here's the word in general. Negotiation. Sony, here's the deal. 5% first dollar gross, that's pathetic. You can actually afford to do a little bit more than that because that is absolutely nothing. Disney, 50%? 50-50, that's too much. You make enough money as it is, you can probably stand to go down a little bit. What I'm saying is, both of you, stop with the greed because we are getting upset. Get your shit together. Get it done. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Oh, where's the Tylenol? Anyway, so the moral of the story is we're all upset. Spider-Man and Sony and Disney might be making a huge mistake, and hopefully they figure it out soon because Lord knows the fans are not going to let them drop this until things get figured out. In any event, how do you feel about this? I know some people are kind of glad that Sony might get Spider-Man back. I don't know. I want Spider-Man to still be in the MCU. I'm just going to be honest here. That's my opinion. But share yours in the comments and whatnot. Let's keep it friendly, by the way. Let's not try and pin blame on one or the other or tell people they're stupid for their opinion as well. Just try and be friendly. Let's just either mourn together or just share their ideas together, and that's it. If you like what you see, which is a slightly stable adult complaining about comic book characters, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, because that's apparently important. Also, let me know what I should cover in the next episode, because obviously this thing is just covering one topic because I had a lot of thoughts. And I will see you guys in hopefully better spirits in the next episode of Last Week in Superhero News. Take care, everybody. I need to take a damn nap.